This NCAA season has been crazy. We've had a little bit of everything, upsets, surprises, all sorts of stuff. And with the NCAA tournament coming up, things are bound to get even crazier. But one team I want to talk about before we get to that tournament is Alabama Crimson Tide, and specifically a player on that team. Now, this player is incredible. He's done some insane things on the court, and I think he might be a top 5, even top 3 pick in the draft this year. You might have heard his name in the news, but not for the reasons you think. Let's talk about Brandon Miller. Let's go. Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy 2KJ here, and today I want to talk to you guys about Brandon Miller. Now, he's one of the most electric players in D1 basketball right now, and he's obviously going to go top 5 to any team who doesn't really get the number 1 pick to try and get Wemby, but he got himself in quite a bit of trouble recently. We'll break that down for you, but then break down why he still is likely going to be a top 5 pick, because his stats are kind of bonkers right now for Alabama. But if you guys like the content, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and thank you guys for watching. Let's get going. On first thought, you hear that college players, they get in trouble all the time. It can't be that bad. Well, for this case, it's bad. Now, Alabama forward Darius Miles was arrested Sunday and charged with capital murder following the shooting in the early morning hours on Sunday in Tuscaloosa. Now, Miles was one of 2 suspects charged in the case, along with 20-year-old Michael Lynn Davis of Maryland, who's the one who actually pulled the trigger. So, what does this have to do with Miller? Was he one of the 2 people charged? No, he wasn't. But turns out the murder weapon used, that gun, was Miller's gun. Now, he had no clue that a murder was going to take place when this happened. He just asked for his gun and he gave it to him. But it still means that he has ties to this murder. Now, he isn't going to be charged for it and he hasn't been forced off the team, but it still is a red flag on his resume, and it might get teams to be a little bit wary of trying to draft him due to this situation, the people he's around. But what about his skills? What about his stats? How were those stack up against the rest of the field? They say he's a top 5 pick, and this draft is pretty loaded, so he must be good. And oh boy, that kid is good. Let me break down his stats for you right here. Now, for those who don't know, the Alabama Crimson Tide are currently the number 2 ranked team in the country, led by their superstar, Brandon Miller. Hailing from Tennessee, Miller attended Cane Ridge High School, where he became a top 15 prospect, averaging 24, 8.5, and 4 en route to becoming the back-to-back Gatorade Player of the Year. After racking up accolades at the high school level, he committed to the Alabama Crimson Tide, where he quickly became the best player in Division I and started drawing player comparisons to NBA superstars like Paul George. Currently through 28 games, Miller is averaging 19.5, 8, and 2. While these stats certainly pass the eye test, it's important to remember that a player's efficiency is the true test on how good they are. Currently, Miller is shooting an incredible 46% from the field, best for 7th in the SEC. And even more incredible, he's shooting 43% from the 3, which leads the SEC. Another stat he leads the SEC in is win shares with 5.9. It's pretty easy to see this, as in his game, he's shown to consistently take over when his team needs him the most. Recently, he dropped 41 points in an overtime win versus South Carolina, not only hitting a shot to send the game to overtime, but also hitting the game winner in OT. The kid is legit, man, going 14 for 25 and 6 for 13 from the 3, proving that he can fight through the noise of the recent scandal to put on an absolute show. And if you watch these clips from his performance, you can see his dominance firsthand, as he drives into the paint and absorbs contact with ease. His poise when shooting under pressure and driving the clutch was noticeable. It was almost like they went to Miller every single basket in the latter half of the game, and he delivered every single time. South Carolina literally could not stop him. It was just give the ball to Miller and get out of the way, and he delivered. From this 28-game sample size, it's easy to say that Brandon Miller is an incredible basketball player. He has phenomenal basketball IQ, which is a really important thing in college, as that's the time where you want to make sure that your players are developing correctly. You can also see that Miller has a great shot, he's got a great form, and can handle the pressure of big game moments. Now, it's easy to see he's the best player in college basketball, and he's certain to make an impact on any team he's drafted to, but will he be a top 5 pick? Well, I certainly think so. I think the kid has a really, really good pedigree. He's built well, he's strong, he can finish through contact, he's got a really good right and left hand, which is a nice thing for scouts, and he's young. Being a rookie coming straight out of college, he's definitely going to be one of those players that you pick develop, and could be a future star in the league someday. So what do you think about Brandon Miller? I think he has the potential to be a top 5 pick in the draft and definitely one of the future stars in the league as long as he gets drafted to the right team and developed well. But put what you think down in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, ring that bell, and I'll see y'all in the next episode. Peace!